name is Paniko, 24 years old. I live at home with my parents, and I work part-time at the convenience store in the afternoons. I have a fiancé named Kevin, and our wedding is coming up soon. Kevin was a customer who often came to the convenience store when I was working, and that was how we met. When he first saw me working there, he said that I was so cute, that he fell in love at first sight with me. But actually, I had also fallen in love at first sight with Kevin, who was all muscular and manly. We hit it off straight away and started dating. And it wasn't before long before we decided to get married. However, there was one person who wasn't happy for us. I had met Kevin's parents multiple times already, and my parents loved Kevin a lot. But my older sister didn't have any opportunities to meet him, and we finally got our schedules to match, and they were going to meet for the first time this afternoon at my family's house. My sister is, how do I say this? She's a little bit of a different type of woman from me, and to be honest, we never got along that well ever since we were kids. I really hope she'll like Kevin, who she's meeting for the first time today, but, What? What happened? Your face is covered in band-aids. When I went to go pick him up from the station, Kevin's face was covered in scratches.
I'm sorry. I didn't expect a pillar to come crashing down on me and...
What?
Well, good thing my athleticism is top-notch. I immediately got out of the way, so was able to get out with just a few scratches.
Hey, you didn't get hurt anywhere else, did you?
Yeah, as you can see, I'm fine.
Kevin's job is a construction worker. That muscular body of his is the fruit of his daily labor. Getting injured comes with the job of being a construction worker, but I still get worried. Really, thank goodness you got out with just a few scratches. Just thinking about what could have happened to you makes my heart squeeze so hard I can't breathe.
I'm sorry, but you're right. I need to be more careful moving forward. Because this body isn't living just for myself now.
As we were having this conversation, we arrived at my house. But the moment I tried to open the front door, a woman came flying out at a crazy speed from inside. I was about to get hit by the door in the face. Whoa, that was dangerous! Hey, what are you doing? Come on, Paniko, you're just so clumsy and lame as usual. What were you gonna do if the beautiful me got injured? You need to be careful. No, that was dangerous because of you. You were about to hit me in the face with the door. The person who came flying out was my older sister, Melissa. See you. Wait, Melissa, you're already leaving? I brought my fiancé here to meet you today. I waited a whole 10 minutes and you didn't show up, so I got tired of it already. So I'm gonna go home now. But it's not even the time. It's still 5 minutes before the time we said we would meet, though. As usual, my sister was selfish and matching to the beat of her own drum, and I was over it. If I stay for more than 30 minutes in the house, the smell of peasants seeps into me and I hate it. This distasteful sister of mine married a husband 3 years ago who works at a major company. Now she lives in a luxury high-rise building in the city center, far away from our family home. My sister's dream was always to marry a handsome man with that high level of education and a high salary and become a full-time housewife. When she finally made that dream come true, it made her even more arrogant. She believed that the only things important in this world were looks and money, so she always looks down on our parents who have slowly worked hard their whole lives as being poor peasants. Of course, towards me as well, it's a hurricane of bullying. That's why ever since she got married, I hadn't been in touch with her at all. But then, without being intimidated, Kevin spoke up and greeted my sister first.
Oh, you must be the big sister. It's nice to meet you. I'm Paige's fiancé.
When Kevin bowed and began introducing himself to Melissa. What? You're Paniko's fiancé? Are you serious? As she said that, she kept staring right at Kevin. This guy is so tiny and dark-skinned, and his face is a mess! Hey, how dare you say such a thing? Ugh, how can you say that to someone else's fiancé? My blood was boiling inside of me. It's true that Kevin is only about 5'4" and petite, but I was only 4'7". And plus, height shouldn't matter anyway. And his dark skin is proof of his hard work every day. even though he's petite, he's stronger than anyone. How can you say that out of nowhere? You're crossing the line. Even though I was angry, my sister didn't care. I mean, come on. No matter how you look at it, he's tiny and ugly, isn't he? Oh, I need to go already. See you. Without paying any mind to my anger, my sister quickly walked away and left. As usual, she's the most irritating woman. I felt so sorry for Kevin, and I was embarrassed that someone like that was my biological sister. I became overwhelmed with emotion standing there in front of the house. Kevin was looking down as well. I'm really sorry, Kevin, for having such an embarrassing sister.
Don't worry about it. It doesn't bother me anyway.
Because of my sister, we were both feeling down. But we went into the house and my parents happily welcomed Kevin in as usual. Thanks to them, we both felt a little better. That day at night, all went well with my parents, and after Kevin went home and I was sitting down relieved, I got a rare message from my sister. What's up, Paniko? Are you seriously going to become family with such an ugly guy like that? Such a rude message off the bat. That's way too rude. Kevin may be dark-skinned and a little bit on the short side, but he's not ugly. Well, your eyes have always been rotten, so unlike me, you have no eye for finding good men. Excuse me? Who do you think you are? Stop saying whatever you want when you don't even know anything about Kevin. He's a really good person, and he's honest, and he also has a great sense of humor. I lost it and sent her a furious message. But my sister didn't pay any mind to my anger. If you marry someone like that, I feel so sorry for your child that's going to be born. You're also tiny, so of course your child is going to be tiny too. How dare she talk about my fiancé like that? I can't forgive her. I feel sorry for you, Melissa. You only judge people by their looks. You're someone who knows nothing and has no eyes for good people. I'm going to build my life with Kevin, and I'm going to be happy no matter what. It's a waste of my life to talk to someone like you, who can only look at people through a tainted lens, so I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I said that, and after the message, I ignored all of Melissa's messages. The next morning, when I checked my cell phone, I had a barrage of angry texts from my sister. More than half of it was her bragging about her celebrity life, and the rest was just berating me and Kevin. My darling is over 6 feet tall, and both of us have really high-quality faces, so when we have kids, there's no doubt they're going to be the best. For you, Paniko, the peasant life is so fitting, but I also can't believe he's doing man labor like construction. You're never going to catch up to people like us living in high-rise buildings. The big city is the best, unlike the suburbs where you people are. Isn't it amazing? A luxury high-rise apartment building. Have you ever heard the word view? Who would have thought that there would have been such a difference in sisters between their husband? How do you feel now? And well, she kept sending multiple pathetic messages like this over again. She's so bored, it's seriously pathetic. I'm just going to let her be. A few months later, Kevin and I had a set wedding date and we started sending out the invitations. I couldn't get in the mood, but because she was my immediate family, I did send one to my older sister, and as I expected, I had a message from her straight away. It turns out that my sister had asked my parents all about Kevin. What's up, Paniko? I heard that the tiny boyfriend of yours is a high school dropout. And on top of that, he's a construction worker. Are you being serious that you're going to become family with that? Excuse me? So what if he didn't graduate from high school? What does she mean on top of that he's a construction worker? Kevin's family lost their father when he was still young, and his mother raised Kevin and his 2 younger siblings with just her 2 hands. When Kevin graduated middle school, he started working so that he could support his family, and he was earning enough to pay for his younger brother and sister's school fees. That's not something easy to do, and I really respect him because he's someone that's been through a lot but works harder than anyone. Well, for a part-time cashier like you, I guess you're both low-class presents. Maybe you're a perfect match at the bottom together. I could never, ever. And plus, that face and that short height. Isn't he too ugly? I can't believe I have to become family with someone like that. Ugh, give me a break. My sister's selfish and rude messages made me snap and my patience had run out. A part-time cashier peasant? That's because I'm working while studying for my own future. My sister, who doesn't have a worry in the world living in her high-rise luxury apartment, might be happy. But if I'm being real, she's just riding on someone else's life. My life is way more fulfilling than hers. I should be the one getting a break from being family with you. That's what I decided to reply back. I didn't think I needed to think of someone like that as my sister anymore. When I wrote that, I got this reply. Ugh, so annoying. It was just a joke. Taniko, you could never take a joke ever since we were kids. Well then, see you there. But I knew the truth. That my sister's real objective of coming to the wedding was just to brag about her life to all our relatives. I'm sure she's going to go out of her way to try and show everyone the difference between me and her. On top of that, I'm sure she'll brag about her husband and use that to try to make Kevin the laughingstock at the party. This was my self-obsessed bragging sister after all. I knew that there was no way she would let this perfect opportunity of the wedding pass. So, just to be cautious, I made sure to tell Kevin that she would be coming to the wedding, and what her real reason for attending was. Ugh, she's so irritating! Even if she's my real sister, she's the worst woman! I informed Kevin about my messages with her, and my anger was starting to boil once again. But Kevin, on the other hand, was listening with a relaxed look on his face as if it didn't bother him at all. He was just brushing off everything my sister said, as well.
Well, just let her say whatever she wants to say. But even still, am I really that ugly?
Of course not! I love those thick eyebrows and your round eyes. I love them all! Kevin had a unique face with a lot of depth to it, and for someone like me that loves this type of face, I couldn't get enough. Plus, my sister only saw your face the day it was covered in scratches. Seriously, she doesn't know anything, and she keeps belittling us. She's the worst.
Well, the high school dropout comment. It is true, so there's nothing we can say.
But that's not something to be made fun of. You worked your butt off for your little brother and sister, and she's trying to make fun of it without knowing anything about the situation. Truly the worst idiot woman.
But to be rejected from the family does make me feel bad.
When I heard that, a bright idea shone in my head. Hey, if she says that she doesn't want to be family, then what do you think about this? Whisper, 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 whisper. I told Kevin about the idea that came to me.
You're a genius, Paige. Great idea. Well then, why don't we go with that?
That's right! It's time to serve justice to that arrogant, obnoxious woman! And so Kevin and I set out on our plan to get revenge on our rude sister. First thing in the morning, my sister was at our family house complaining nonstop. Oh, I can't get in the mood. This is such a chore to be here. I already know that a peasant couple's wedding is just going to be full of peasant attendees. A celebrity like me is going to stand out so much. That's right, I'm being forced to pretend, so I don't need to give you any celebratory money, do I? Even though my parents were furious at her, she didn't seem to care at all. Huh! It won't be long before you won't be able to say anything like that anymore. You better watch and weep. The wedding venue. When my family and I arrived, most of Kevin's friends and family had already gathered at the venue. Within the attendees, my sister found the man that stood out from the rest, and she was ecstatic. What? Hey, isn't that... What? Isn't that the super famous idol Kenji? That was when Kevin showed up.
Oh, Melissa, long time no see. Oh, this is my little brother Kenji.
The person that Kevin introduced was the idol Kenji that my sister was freaking out about before. What? That super hot idol is your little brother? That's right. Kevin's little brother was an extremely famous hot idol.
Even though I worked so hard to get into college, that guy decided that dancing and singing was more fun. And now he's ended up as an idol. My goodness, he won't even listen to me, who's been like a father to him.
Kevin was complaining about him, but Kenji became popular because of his talent, and it's always best to go down the path you want in life. Well, even if this is what Kevin was saying, I know how proud he is of his brother's hard work. Kenji was similar to his late father and was nearly 6 feet tall, but his face was pretty similar to Kevin's. Well, perhaps if you made Kevin a little less hairy and a lot more light-skinned. No way! Why didn't you say so earlier? I can't believe I get to become relatives with Kenji! I can brag to everybody about this! Now that I look more closely, your husband is also handsome, Paniko. My sister was so excited, and she was snapping 100 photos. However, this wasn't the only shocking thing. The guests on Kevin's side were CEOs of famous companies, or CEOs of famous brands, a really impressive lineup of people. When my sister saw their names, her jaw was on the floor. How? The room is full of celebrities and CEOs. What? You didn't know? Kevin is also a CEO. Huh? Kevin started working after graduating middle school, and he worked extremely hard. He became an extremely skilled construction worker, and after he saved up enough money, he started his own company. He has helped a lot of famous architects with their buildings and also has great relationships with a lot of young CEOs across various media industries, so he's often featured in the media too. Kenji himself loves being a construction worker, so he still goes to the site and works to this day. But it seems like he's really good at maintaining business relationships as well. Thanks to that, he often gets requests for building stores for high-end brands. And that's why there are a lot of CEOs from those relationships that are attending today. However, even after my explanation, my sister couldn't accept the situation. What? How? Because you're a high school dropout, aren't you? You only graduated middle school. No way. That a pathetic guy with such a low education. See? Again, she's discriminating against people just based on their educational... You're still going on about that. You seriously don't have an eye. Even though he didn't go to high school, he's earning 100 times more than most college graduates. He not only has a good personality, but his mind moves very fast and he's funny. So no matter where he goes, he quickly becomes popular. You know, there are a lot of times that education doesn't matter once you're working out in the real world. You must be really stuck in the past, putting on so much emphasis on educational background. How embarrassing! What is that so? That's amazing! And I get to become family with someone like that? I'm so lucky! Oh, then also that means I'm going to become relatives with Kenji. Well, then I guess I'll go sit near Kenji. The sudden flip in her personality. What do you mean you're so lucky?
Oh, about your seat. We prepared it over there for you.
In the direction that Kevin pointed was the farthest seat from the rest of the venue in the corner of the room. Not only that, but on the small round table there was only one name tag for my sister on the table. What? Over there? Why am I all by myself over there?
Oh, because I was told that I wasn't part of the family because I'm ugly. And I didn't want to cause any trouble by making it look like we were family. So we made sure to give you the seat furthest away from everybody where nobody would notice you.
What? What? Wait. Surely that's a joke, of course. Right? Oh no. Well, you spent a lot of time belittling us, didn't you? Well, that's that. So, and I have no plans on treating you like my family from now on either. See? You're not on the seating chart as family today either. You are at that seat as an extra person with an unknown relationship to the couple. Your name isn't even listed on the seating chart, so nobody will know that you're related to us, which is exactly what you wanted, so you must be thrilled. Anyway, this is how it ended up, so don't worry. My sister panicked at these words and started desperately trying to backtrack. Hey, wait! No! I don't want to! Come on! I was only kidding. Everything until now. Come on, just a joke, right? Right? Let's be friendly! Are you kidding me? I don't want to be friendly with someone like you for the rest of my life. Even my parents, who were done with my sister's careless words, said that they didn't want to do anything with her anymore. That's right. I was so relieved that not one of my relatives would have to listen to your bragging about life today. Then the wedding started and I was doing my best to ignore her, but she was just so persistent. Honey, go! Come on, be friendly with me! I want to become a family with Kenji! She was yelling the whole time from the farthest seat in the corner, and it was just so loud and obnoxious. The complaints from the other guests were also terrible, and in the end we threw her out of the venue. I never wanted to see her face ever again either. Don't come out of that luxury high-rise apartment for the rest of your life! I feel so much better now. After that, my sister annoyingly kept trying to come begging to us, but I completely cut off all ties with her, and I haven't seen her since. Ever since then, my sister refused to give up, and she kept chasing after Kenji, to the point where she was eventually arrested for being a stalker. As a result of that, she was also dumped by her husband, and apparently she's been working part-time at a convenience store now, even after belittling that job for so long. Nobody wanted anything to do with her, and she was left all alone. I guess she couldn't handle being alone anymore, but then she dove into gambling and was riddled in debt. I heard now that she's living on a faraway island while working at a construction site, trying to pay back the debt every day. What goes around comes around. I, on the other hand, made my debut as a manga author. I was dreaming of making my debut, so I was posting consistently while working part-time. My dream was finally becoming a reality, and Kevin was happily helping me as well. I'm going to work hard just like Kevin, and I'm going to succeed. 15 years later. 2 years after we got married, Kevin and I became parents to the cutest twin boys, and they grew up to become shockingly good-looking and even more so than the idol Kenji. At 13 years old, they were already almost 6 feet tall with a healthy build. Whenever they walk around town, there is a storm of scouts from modeling and talent agencies. They both have super great personalities as well, and it seems like they're both popular in school too. I wrote a manga based off the two of them, and it was a huge success. The series is still continuing, and it's a bestseller.
Well, it's a good thing they both didn't grow up to look like me. I am the guy they called ugly after all.
Oh, come on, Kevin. You're never going to let that go, are you?
Because I was pretty devastated by that. I was aware that I had a pretty unique face, but...
And that's the face I love the most. By the way, here, look at this. My manga is going to be turned into a movie.
What? That's amazing, Paige.
You and I are both in it as side characters.
What? Really? What's the role like?
Here, look at this. In the restaurant where the two main characters are having lunch after school with their friends, there's a couple in the background laughing and enjoying their meal.
Oh, that's definitely you and me. Wow, that looks just like us.
It doesn't it? While holding hands on the table. I'm feeding you ice cream.
Wait, hey, everyone is going to know about our real private life then.
Why not? It's the truth anyway. Thanks to marrying you, all of my dreams have come true. I'm so happy. Thank you for watching. What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!